After we completed the northernmost section of the AT, Smoke and I were still planning to go back to do 82 miles, but for the time being, we were resting and celebrating with those who had finished. Drinking beer, working on puzzles, post-AT life for Pac-Man. Just a 0 day for us two. We've been to every place on this map. Besides, me and Smoke have not done Mount Bigelow. Also, Pac-Man pointed out it's interesting they have Mount Bigelow above the 100-mile wilderness.
And Mount Mitchell is not on the AT.
Yeah! I thought it was funny. This guy's thinking about a hamburger.
Yeah.
So relatable. Ah! The logistics of the AT are not over yet. Still plenty of figuring out how to go where, when. Right now, the plan on the table is wait around until Pac-Man can give us a ride because he lives in this area. But that is going to be several days. Unless we can hitch to Rangeley, but that is kind of a long shot too, because it's like a 3-hour drive from here. Great times on the AT. The fun never stops.
It was, but I need to get mountaineering experience.
The morning starting off with a bit of an adventure. When I hiked Mount Katahdin, I left some of my gear in this little shed. When someone went and grabbed it for me, which was really nice, my food bag was left behind. Because it's an Ursack, it was a little pricey, and I also have my retainers in it. So it's not just something I can be like, oh, doesn't really matter. So it's either at an ATC center, which I can't find where it is, or a police station. They turned it into the police as lost property. I'm wondering if someone did that just to be like, I'll teach you a lesson to leave your stuff behind, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's go on an adventure to look for it. Well, police station, we couldn't find anybody there. So we're like, well, it's Sunday. They're probably not working. With the ride situation, we're probably gonna be in this town a few more days anyway. So we went and got something to eat, even treated ourselves to chocolate chip flavored cookies. It's probably gonna take us 10 days to hike what we have left. And I am missing the comforts of home. And it's gonna start getting cold next week. And as much as I would like to get hiking as soon as possible, we could pay big bucks for someone to drive the 3 hours, or we could just wait until our friend Pac-Man can take us in a few days. It's definitely not an easy situation, but you just gotta make the best of it. That's what we're trying to do. Right, Smoke?
Right.
You can have all of it.
Wow. It tastes like hot chocolate with like a marshmallow rip. A1.
It's really good. You would think it's, why do they call it hot chocolate? They're just trying to be fancy. It's a chocolate cookie. But it's not. Even in the parts where it doesn't have marshmallow, there's still a powdery taste to it. It's hard to describe. But if you were like, here's a chocolate cookie, and I tasted this, I'd be like, get that out of my face. It's hot chocolate or it's nothing.
No, like it's special. It's good.
Back at the same diner as yesterday. Too good to pass up. So, Baxter State Park office called and said my Ursack was delivered to them. So we're walking over there. This might be the end of the complications. What do you think, Smoke? Nothing.
I hope it's over.
Halloween decor. This is how you know you're dating a gentleman, folks. Carrying my fleece for me. Been a long walk, so we stopped and got some provisions. To rewind a little bit, the day we hiked Katahdin, we were out to eat afterwards, and we met a local a table over named Bob, who congratulated us, was really friendly, and then, while me and Smoke were walking, Bob saw us, recognized us, and picked us up. We even got to stop by this really pretty lake before he took us back to the hostel.
We want to put them together at the house where you get some room to work. Yeah.
That evening, the three of us were invited to Bob's for dinner.
And they're called, in my mind, always been referred to as one of these.
This one comes at 10:50.
It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
This morning has been a lot of working on videos for me, but my dear boyfriend brought us out a little picnic. A Hot Pocket and a burrito that we're gonna split. And did you find a jar of pineapple? A can, I mean. That was how most of the day went for me. Working on videos while Smoke brought me food. In the evening, we checked out the Blue Box Saloon.
It's just genuinely awful, you know, you're walking in 40 degrees and rain.
So we've been debating on for a very long time. We all wanted Triple Crown.
As exciting as that was, I was really looking forward to one more night sleeping in a bed.
Yum. Caramel.
Headed out of the hostel. Yet again, Bob helped us out, this time by giving us a ride to the nearest bus station, although we had an important pit stop along the way. So Pac-Man, this is your first time going to an Olive Garden. What are your thoughts?
I think it's lovely so far. I haven't tried their food. The vibe is far more Italian than I expected. I expected more of just an American style restaurant, but it's an Italian place. I never knew that.
Good chicken parm.
Yep.
Nice and careful. Any cheese?
I knew like exactly where my name was. So much traveling. I had so much fun.
All right, Pac-Man, what's your final verdict?
It's fantastic. You know, bottomless salad, bottomless breadsticks. The chicken parm was very good. Really, yeah. No complaints. Very affordable, very good food, very large portions.
Would Olive Garden again?
Oh, for sure.
This is Bob, our friend who we met in Millinocket and has been driving us around, having us over for dinner, all good stuff. Thanks, Bob.
You're more than welcome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Tramily vacation. Off to see Pac-Man's parents. The plan was to meet Pac-Man's mom at a brewery. Always a good meetup spot.
Where do you guys want to sit? Inside or out?
I got in the flagship beer, the Substance Ale, and Smoke Master got Nothing Gold.
Double IPA.
Wow. 10 out of 10 beer.
All right, here's my review of Nothing Gold. It is very orange juice-like, very citrusy, Gold. If you don't know, I believe it's a Robert Frost poem called Nothing Gold Can Stay. And it's kind of about how plants grow and then they die, and it's a metaphor for nothing gold can stay. So it's very symbolic that we're finishing this beautiful outdoor experience. It couldn't last forever, but we loved it and we're at the end now, but nothing gold can stay. It had to come to an end at some point. So cheers to that. All right, now we're gonna try mine. What was it called? Substance Ale. Very foamy. The person at the bar described it as a mix between a West Coast IPA and an East Coast IPA, very balanced. And I get what he's saying. It is a little dry and tart like a West Coast IPA, but it still has a little, I don't know, juicy East Coast IPA to it too, so it's cool. Maddie. Cheers to the AT.
You guys are gonna do the rest of the trail.
And I heard 28 minutes. Oh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, well, so
You should ask.
it's a tidal pool, so it drains every low tide and then fills back up. So that's where I got my clams when I was
Nice.
My reunion. Brother and daughter.
It's pretty funny. No, I never had them.
They're actually not bad. I hope we can eat a can one.
I'll come around beside you.
If I did it again, I would be more caught. That was weird. You had to have that caught. There's not 10 minutes here.
I had known Pac-Man for 6 months, seen him in all kinds of situations, but it was so foreign to me to see him driving a car
I used to drive to work.
and wearing jeans.
Way on this bridge?
Turn left on Lincoln Street. You've arrived at your destination.
I keep thinking, man, I'm gonna miss beds and water you don't have to filter, but just think of it as a vacation. Bonus miles. Back home to the AT. A few weeks ago, me and Smoke were in that valley having a big old fight over whether before the hurricane we should try to hitch from here or hitch from the dirt road, Bemis Road. We ended up going to Bemis Road because it was closer, and we just decided to skip that mile that it would have taken us to go here, symbolically burying the hatchet. Like, it doesn't matter what miles we do, it just matters we're together and we're safe. Also, it would be a lot easier to get dropped off here than some remote dirt road. It was definitely an emotional moment too, saying bye to Pac-Man. It feels like it's definitely the end of the AT proper and the beginning of bonus miles. Sad to leave him, but looking forward to not saying goodbye to the AT yet. As soon as I stepped back on the trail, it was a feeling of being home again. Like seeing those white blazes, seeing maintained by the main trail club, just feels like coming back home. And I'm really grateful for these bonus miles. I'm glad I get to say goodbye like this. The shelter we were aiming for is 4 miles away, but we found a camping spot, or 0.4, thank you, big difference. But we found a stealth spot, not really stealth, but a undesignated campsite next to this lake. And the sun has gone down, but we get to watch the colors turn into night and the stars come out. Last night I didn't sleep very well, so we had a nice lazy morning. Now we're doing a little campfire cooking. The shelter was so close. We just moved here because there's a fire pit and everything. Smoke is going to make us tacos today with real ground beef. What? How do you feel about that, Smoke?
I'm excited. So tired though.
That was so good. Oh my goodness. Tacos for breakfast / lunch. We've hiked 0.4 miles and it's 1 p.m., but I don't mind. That was so good. Honestly, I was a little nervous about the meat, but he said it was okay and it seemed like he knew what he was talking about. Beautiful tacos. Oh my goodness, some of the best of my life, I'd say. Because Smoke is always hanging out with a person who is always talking about filming stuff and, oh, this shot is going to be great. I think he's just kind of like, the wheels are turning that he wants to start his own channel. And so this will hopefully be the first episode on his channel, how to make tacos on a campfire without a knife. So I will definitely announce when that is coming out. But anyway, delicious tacos, awesome lunch. Now I'm full up and ready to hike. Here we have what I believe to be a moose print and another one. I guess that one. Oh, doggone it. It looked solid. Uh-oh. Good thing Smoke came along and helped me out. I tried to step back in it and pull it out. Did not work. Thank you, Smoke.
Of course, Maddie.
I'm so glad to be out here in the fall. This is awesome. Let's just hope the weather stays like this. We were camping with someone else in the shelter, which is rare, just about the only other person on trail. And normally when people wake up early, they like do what they need to do and go. I think this guy was a little just more used to camping on his own and was like, you know, turning on the stove for breakfast, taking things out of plastic bags, putting them in plastic bags, rearranging the plastic bags, and it kept us up for like 2 hours. And even though we were planning on waking up at 7, once it hit 7, he was finally gone. We were like, let's catch up on the little bit of sleep we missed. And now it's about 9 o'clock, which is when I wanted to be hiking. And that was sleeping in. So one of those things, but my goal is to not night hike for the rest of the bonus miles. Breakfast coming up. This privy is one of the most popular on trail. Inside, not only is there a double-seater, but you can also play cribbage with who's ever going next to you. That's the AT sense of humor, folks.
Do you know how far away we are to the mountain?
No, I don't. Oh, good. I woke up this morning and I was planning to hike 11 miles up a mountain. And I turned and looked at Smoke and he was like, I'm not going on. It's too rainy, it's too windy, it's not safe, and we're just tired of hiking in the rain. So today we're spending all day at this shelter. There's 2 other people in the shelter. Everyone has what they need as far as food. There's a creek flowing nearby that we can get to. Everyone has dry gear, so really, it's fine. It's an overall good situation, but When I realized we were going to take a 0 today, it was just a sinking feeling in me. I am so close to the end of this awesome but also very difficult adventure, and I keep telling myself only this many more days, and now we're just adding on more days. What are we gonna do tomorrow if it's also rainy and windy? Stay here forever? Live here? Celebrate Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas here? It just feels like it's going on forever, which people always say they wish their AT experience was longer, but in this weather.
Garlic, onions, and vegetable oil with red pepper flakes, and then I added water and then added this, and it came out amazing.
What a week. I think I hiked about 20 miles and the rest was just waiting. Very frustrating, but that's the way it goes. As far as the landscape changing, we are around mile marker at like 1960 to 1980, I want to say, and it's what you would expect. It's very much like the rest of southern Maine, very mountainous, very rocky, wet, but also very, you know, mossy and beautiful. As far as the season, well, let me tell you, it was peak fall. Absolutely beautiful. Lots of changing trees, even some changing plants. So beautiful. Lots of squirrels are out these days, I've noticed. It wasn't that cold. It was very sunny and warm during the day for the beginning of the week. Now that it's raining, I think it's about to get colder. Also, it gets dark at like 6:30. It's another challenge of being out here this late in the season. The experience of other thru hikers on the trail, it's just a few of us keeping on, fighting till the very end. My favorite part of the week was probably the moment when we got back on trail and the feeling of coming home again. It was sunny, it was beautiful, we were excited to get hiking, which I wasn't expecting, honestly. I thought it would be a lot harder than it was. With the fall colors and just seeing those white blazes again, it felt like coming home. Last week I said, I don't even remember what I said my goal for this week was, but it was probably just have patience, understand that everything will happen in good time. And I guess I'm doing that. It's hard, but I guess so. What I want to do next week, which will hopefully be my last week on trail, honestly, I'm just going to make my goal to finish the trail. There's only about 60 miles left, which sounds like, oh, 60 miles in 7 days, no problem. But with this weather and logistics, I don't know. Not counting on anything. What I learned this week, I wouldn't say for sure that everything happens for a reason, because I'm very just open to, I don't know the ways of the universe. Anything could be. But if everything does happen for a reason, it makes a lot of sense, because we got to hang out with Bob, the local around Millinocket, and we got to see a part of Pac-Man's life we never would have. It's very hard having all these delays, but maybe things happen for a reason. Good has definitely come out of it, even though I wish I was back in my hometown already, but at the same time, maybe there is a reason I'm out here. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a very long journey, but I'm sure it'll be one of the most memorable experiences of my life, and it means so much to me that I can share it with you. Thank you for being here, and I hope you'll be with me for what is hopefully my final week on the AT.